All right, Nick, up and coming team this season, Atlanta Falcons. A lot of young key players coming out, showing out in the preseason. They're looking really nice. You got the young and talented Desmond Ridder from Cincinnati, who looks like he could potentially be a legitimate star if given the right opportunity. Obviously, Drake London showing flashes in the preseason. He looked strong. Numerous other guys. Obviously, Grady Jarrett could be a strong player this year. Lindstrom also looks like a talented offensive lineman. A lot of promise for a Falcons team coming off not so great year last year. But before we get into our story about the Falcons, I want the Falcon fans to let us know in the comments below, who was your favorite Falcon player to watch growing up? We were talking about it earlier, and there's so many great Falcons that you could pick from. Just a couple would be guys like Julio Jones, Warwick Dunn, Mike Vick, Deion Sanders even started out with the Falcons. So tons and tons of Falcons players that you could choose from. But when you were growing up, who was the guy that you liked to watch the most? Who was your favorite Falcons player? But
Yeah,
Nick,
so
who's yours?
yeah, so for me it was Algie Crumpler. Like I don't know why, I think it was just that era of
Great
tight
name.
ends. Yeah, well, yeah, it is a great name. But I think it was just that early 2000s tight end. You had, the Jason Wittens, the Jeremy Shockeys, Algie Crumpler. So it just was a kind of a different position. You weren't, the more tight ends these days are kind of like half wide receiver, half tight ends. Back then, they actually played tight end, did a lot of work with their hand in the ground. But I really liked Algie Crumpler in
Yeah,
his
I'm
time with the
offended you
Falcons.
didn't say Todd Heap, but that's okay.
Yeah. I mean, he got hurt. He didn't last very long. But yeah, so getting to the Atlanta Falcons. So the Atlanta Falcons obviously coming off their second preseason game, most recently heading into a third and final game right around the corner. Their last game was a loss to the New York Jets, but we're not going to focus on that because most of the damage came in the third and fourth quarter when a lot of the third, fourth, and fifth stringers were playing. We want to focus on Marcus Mariota and Desmond Ridder and the fact that these two guys had an absolutely strong game against this New York Jets team. Let's pull up the stats here and break down this box score. So you've got Desmond Ridder, 10 of 13 for a buck 43, 11 yards per attempt, and Mariota 6 of 10 for a buck 32 with a touchdown. Those yards per attempt, that's scary high. Anything 8, 9 is considered good. So being a double digits is obviously really impressive. Mariota looked really good. Good deep throw to Kyle Pitts. A nice touchdown ball later in the drive. And Desmond Ridder, while he didn't get a score in there, he did move the ball very well and made a lot of big time throws. So great performance for both of these guys. But Miles, I want your thoughts. What do you think about this game and just in general the Falcons quarterback position?
Like I said, I like no mistakes by either guy. Really, no big time mistakes, especially in the interception department. Pretty clean game there. High completion percentages, which is also very good. Above 60 is usually pretty good, especially when you're like Ritter. You're getting even higher than that. That looks nice. But both guys were effective in the offense, and that's what you want to see. Obviously, this isn't the full offense. Neither guy got to play with 100% strength on the offensive side of the ball. But what you want to see is their game plan, the basic shell of it they're using at least. They seem competent in it. They're getting comfortable in both of them. Mariota, the veteran, he looks comfortable in the system. And surprisingly, Ritter, the young rookie, come in. He looks NFL ready. He looks comfortable in the system, and he's able to move the ball against NFL level talent on defense. So that's very promising. A really nice sign to see. So you can't tell like, oh, this guy has 10 more yards or this guy got a touchdown. That's not a good barometric to use to gauge whether they're good or not. So just to show that they both if they're both relatively even in the stat department, I say it was a pretty even showing for both the quarterbacks, and that's something that you like to see.
Well, yeah, and we did a review of the Falcons roster a few weeks ago, and we rated their quarterback position about middle of the pack in the NFL, and we got a little flack for that because people are like, "What are you talking about?" And what we're starting to see from the Falcons is that plan come together because you got Mariota, who is a solid veteran. This guy went to the Kansas City and won, or when he played for the Tennessee Titans, went to Kansas City Chiefs in a playoff game and won a playoff game in a big comeback. This guy's been around. He's got all the physical tools. He's looking to make it work. Everybody loves Jameis Winston in New Orleans, and Marcus Mariota could have a lot of those same opportunities here with the Falcons. And on the flip side of that, you got Ridder, who so far is checking every box. He looks like a legitimate guy. And one of the things, you and I have talked about this a little bit, one of the things that really is kind of weird is that the big media and all this is talking, and they are just gassing up fellow rookie Kenny Pickett. They talk about Pickett all the time. You turn on TV, it's Pickett, Pickett, Pickett. But Desmond Ridder has been performing just as good, if not better, on a lot of levels. And we've got some side-by-side comparisons between the two guys. And you can see there, I mean, Pickett has an edge in terms of touchdowns and completion percentage, but in terms of volume, rushing yards, and just general performance, you can tell Ridder is right at Pickett's level. And there's a lot of people that feel like Pickett should start for the Steelers, right now, or at least be in a very strong position to compete for that job. And the fact that Ridder is already at that same level bodes really well for the Falcons quarterback position. And I'm going to leave you with this before I get your thoughts on the other side. Is this NFC South, the quarterback position in general? You've got the Bucs. After this season, Brady's probably gone. They're probably going to have to move on. Who knows what that's like? You've got the Panthers. Baker Mayfield on a 1-year deal. Matt Corral's hurt. Sam Darnold's a bust. What's their quarterback position going to look like long term? The Saints, they have Jameis Winston. Can he be healthy? Will he actually pan out? Outside of that, they really don't have anybody. What's that long term? Going into 2023 and beyond, this Falcons team probably has the strongest quarterback position in that division, both either starter or backup with either combination of these two guys. So if I'm a Falcons fan and I'm looking at the long-term deal here, I feel pretty excited for what I got here.
Yeah, at this point in time, I would 100% agree with that. Brady, like you said, is most likely going to be out this coming season. Maybe he plays one more, who knows? But in the very near future, it is true. He literally can't play forever. I'm gonna speak it into existence now. He cannot play forever. But Jameis Winston with the Saints hasn't really proved anything. He looked a little bit better last year, but then he gets hurt. So, can he stay healthy? Can he build on the improvement? It remains to be seen. Like you said, but with the Panthers, you never know. Corral could be good, but we haven't seen anything. He's also hurt. Baker Mayfield had a disappointing year last year. He played injured most of it. He moved on from the Browns. Sam Darnold, obviously, we don't even want to talk about that for Panthers fans that may be listening. But I would say it's like a Seahawks situation, but an even better one where Pete Carroll said, oh, we got 2 number ones. Well, you actually have 2 guys in your quarterback room who are worthy of starting, not 2 guys that you're just hoping can get you through the season. So, I would feel comfortable if I'm the Falcons fans, whether or not it works out that Desmond Ridder is the starter early on in the season or not. You got to feel comfortable that, Mariota may start the season out, but if Ridder works his way in there, you like to see what he could potentially do for your team in the future. And I would trust the team in either of these quarterbacks' hands and not feel too worried about it. All right, Nick, it's time to get your internet privacy back today on every device you own in any country you want. Don't let anyone but you control your internet. NordVPN keeps you safe from prying eyes wherever you go online with their military-grade encryption. Is your favorite Netflix or streaming content blocked in the US? You can simply connect to one of the many countries available with NordVPN and get the access you need.
That's right, Maya. So right now, get our exclusive NordVPN deal here at nordvpn.com/SMI. It's risk-free now with NordVPN's 30-day money-back guarantee. Again, get that exclusive deal, nordvpn.com/SMI.